Hey guys, we're back on MB, and I got my good friend Clementine back. You're courageous enough to come back.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're talking about getting noticed,
Yeah.
and not in a bad way. We're talking about, with your company resume, restoration. People are applying all over the place for their career, their next career move. Let's talk about it. Like, how do you get noticed?
Well, what we're seeing for sure is LinkedIn. If you are not on LinkedIn, get on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has to be one of the best professional networking resources. It's free. You don't have to pay for the premium site necessarily. And it's one of the best ways that you are allowing yourself to be viewed by potential employers and by hiring managers, but also by recruiters. And that's where recruiters are going. And you can speak to this too, Bruno.
Yeah, you're right.
They're on LinkedIn. I don't know if you read this. There was an amazing study that was done by LinkedIn. I think it was in 2020. And they looked at how jobs were filled using LinkedIn as a platform. 15%, 15%, were through people applying to LinkedIn using the job board, okay? 40% were through networking, and 45% was through targeted recruitment, which means recruiters going out there and finding candidates. And I think that you really, like job seekers in today's day and age, really need to understand that that's how LinkedIn's being utilized. It's not so much of the job board side and applying on the job board. It's by making sure your profile is inclusive of keywords that are being searched for by these recruiters so that they are being seen, so that you are coming up in these searches.
Yeah, and you're talking about recruiters noticing, and I know a couple of things about that. Look, big secret.
Yeah.
All right?
Yeah.
And don't tell anybody until you're charging for it.
It's safe
We
with
don't
me.
care where we find people.
Yeah.
As long as we find the best available candidate.
Yep.
And if it's like one click on LinkedIn or one phone call, the proverbial term is one.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to look, get it, move or don't move.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And so your point is like, number one, even if I don't find somebody or I didn't find somebody on LinkedIn and you say, look, I don't, I'm applying for this or so-and-so gave me a referral. One of the first places now that we look is LinkedIn to see if you're authentic.
Yeah.
And if it matches up.
Yes.
Right? So LinkedIn is, I'm not going to say it's obvious, but a lot of people really mess that up. They mess it up with Facebook. It's not a social platform where you're kind of going, I went skiing yesterday and, put your kids' pictures up there. What are your thoughts about that, about being noticed on LinkedIn?
Do you mean people misusing LinkedIn?
Yes.
We just had a post about this. So we have an Instagram account at Resume Restoration. We're super active, and we just posted about what LinkedIn is not. LinkedIn's not for sharing your birthday. LinkedIn is not about looking for dates. LinkedIn is not about sharing your political views. LinkedIn is a professional site. It's for you to share progress in your career. It's for you to share studies and research that your network might find advantageous or supportive or beneficial, I should say. That's what LinkedIn is. And I think, it does sound like it's common sense to have LinkedIn. We have helped so many clients, and I can't tell you how many don't have LinkedIn. They find it a bit daunting. They don't know how to use it properly. Or they'll have a profile, and because it's not robust or complete enough, they don't include it on their resume. But as you mentioned, people are going to find it regardless, right? They're going to search for you.
150%. I understand that professional recruiters, we never select, I don't care what recruiters say, okay? And I get into, some people kind of go, you don't know what you're talking about. That's fine, right? But we actually never hire anybody.
Yeah.
We're in the business of facilitating the hiring.
Yeah.
So Clementine meet Peter, Peter meet Clementine. If it works out, works out. And I've coined this phrase saying hiring managers hire who they want to.
Yep.
It's like marriage, not who they should.
Yep.
Right? And I can't even lie. I'm kind of giving this preface so it's not me discriminating. I can't even tell you how many times people look at a LinkedIn profile or even Facebook and make assumption of the person. And one of the ones that just recently on LinkedIn, he said, I looked him up on LinkedIn, it was a guy, and this guy is just going to ask for a lot of time off because he had pictures of his kids in his profile. Like, that's his perception. Yeah. So it doesn't matter if they're right or wrong. I'm just saying, to your point, it's not a place to parade all your pets and and sell your, your canoe or your,
Or post a drinking picture of yourself in your profile.
Right?
No.
Yeah. So that's kind of, that's to your point, is being, so another place where you can get noticed.
Well, can I just add one more point to that, which I think a lot of people kind of miss, which links to your background in recruitment. In LinkedIn, they have this awesome option where you can open yourself up to recruiters. And when recruiters are searching for keywords, by being open to recruiters, what you're doing is that you're allowing your profile to go to the top of their list. That's what that does. So when you say that you're open to recruiters, basically you've got two options, one that puts a green ring around your face, and a second one that just opens yourself up to people who have a paid recruiter's site. And I actually recommend that professionals are always open to recruiters. I own my own company and I'm open to recruiters because they are a form of network in and of themselves. Recruiters tend to often specialize in certain areas. And so you never know what kind of positions they might contact you for. And if you're not interested, then there is an opportunity for you to go back in 6 months when you are a job seeker and say, hey, Bruno, you contacted me 6 months ago. I wasn't interested in that position at that time. However, I am looking for a position right now, and I wanted to see if there's anything on your books that you think I might be a good fit for. What do you say? No? Or you say, actually, yeah, I have another project manager role that I'm currently recruiting for. Let me take a look, right? But you contacted me once before, so you've identified me as a strong candidate for whatever reason. And it's just another network that you can leverage that doesn't cost anything and that can be advantageous.
This dialogue is really encouraging for me to maybe tell you, what we should do, and I'm offering this up, is we meet and we talk about what certain people think recruiters are doing, and I can tell you that's not what we're thinking, that's what we're thinking, right? Yeah. And we can take some questions about people, and also you can answer questions about what HR people and internal recruiters, they are totally different.
Yeah.
I'm here to tell you that is probably the biggest misconception candidates have, especially at the professional level.
Yes.
They think one size fits all, and we talked about that in your last interview with us. But I'd love to have that because people, again, going back to the coyote and the roadrunner, like you got to talk to me if you want to attract me, and you got to talk to you to attract you.
Yes. And you got to talk to an ATS if you want to attract the ATS.
Exactly.
Right?
And AI within the ATS.
These are
crazy.
different applications. And I think that you've totally nailed it, Bruno. Who you are applying to, it truly, truly matters. And I agree with what you say. We often say, I think that far too often job seekers do what I call is the apply and pray. And they have one resume that they're applying to a whole bunch of positions, and they're throwing it out there, and they're like, let's see where this lands.
Yeah.
It's going to land nowhere. It's likely going to land nowhere. You really need to understand your audience, and you need to target your resume and cater it to that audience and to that position.
Yeah, it's interesting. And resume restorations, how do they get in touch with you?
Website, resumerestoration.ca. You can email us at info@resumerestoration.ca, and you can follow us on Instagram. We have a very active Instagram, and we're at Resume Restoration.
So we're going to put all that stuff under here. And I'm just going to end it this way because, I take what I do extremely seriously, or what I did before, and I don't take myself seriously. But oftentimes people kind of go, Bruno, did you not kind of read like my resume? And I'm like, yeah, but I didn't get that you were this and this.
Yeah.
Well, how can you not get it? It's kind of here.
On the 5th page?
And I know it's a polite way of saying, are you stupid? And I kind of go, it's not that I'm stupid. I have no time.
No.
And if I don't get it, I don't get it. And it's kind of like a movie. If the trailer shows that it's a romantic story, and I'm looking for a comedy, I'm not going to the movie.
Yep. Yeah.
Right?
Well, one thing that recruiters are being paid to do, and hiring managers, especially now in this market, is you're being paid to be efficient. Right?
That's it.
So you need to know that the resume, what's the statistic, Bruno? 6 seconds,
Yeah.
right? A recruiter or hiring manager typically takes, on average, 6 seconds to scan your resume. Within 6 seconds, they can identify if you're one to watch and they want to look at you further, or if you're going in that no pile.
Yeah, you fit in the bucket or you don't.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
It's sad, but that's reality.
It's the nature of
right?
the beast.
All right, we're going to be back next time. We're going to have the dueling conversations or something like that, but we're going to make that work. Anyways, thanks again, Clementine.
Thanks, Bruno.
Okay.
Thank you.